What's up guys, my name is Your Heroes and welcome back to more Cult Arms Gates of Hell news update, and this is going to be all about the Steam Wargamefest from the 28th of April to the 5th of May, so tonight, and it is at 10 and it ends at 10 AM, so it's actually already finished, which is my fault because I actually didn't realise it ended today, so that is completely my fault. But as of recording today, the Wargamefest has, well, when I looked earlier it was still there, but I think as of recording right now, like UK, what time is it, 10 PM just now, so I think it's ended. But if you did manage to have a look at this, then Cult Arms Gatesville was on for sale, as well as the bundles included in it. And as of today, in this video, I'm going to talk about all about the bundles and all about kind of what this game is. It talks about, about the skills, the instant switchable views, the damage model, and then it tells you about what is included in the World War II bundle, which was on discount, but unfortunately is now back to its original price of £86. But if you like to see more news content like this, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and without further ado, let's get straight into it. So, War Gamers and Friends, allow us to introduce to you Cult Arms Gatesville, the war game that is much more than just a war game. In this short message, we'll explore which elements make up its insane replay value. For starters, let's check out the discount. Now, the discount, it does, unfortunately, as I've recorded it, I did miss it, but I'm pretty sure it was down to like 50 odd pounds, I think it was, or £60 possibly. I might be wrong on that, but if you did manage to check it, then let me know in the comments down below what the price was, because in this bundle you got the Cult Arms Gatesville, the original game itself. You also got all of the DLCs, which includes Talvasota. You also got Liberation, and you also got Scorched Earth, and I think there was two others, and I can't believe I messed up how old it was, or how I can't remember the DLC names, which is terrible, even though I've been playing this game for ages, so I apologize for that. But yes, you do get all the bundles for, it was an incredible price. Like I said, I think it was about £50 or £60, which was relatively good, or even cheaper considering you get the whole, basically the game itself and the whole bundle. So I think that's actually a really good bargain. So let's talk about Cult Arms itself, the war game. So Cult Arms Gatesville is like any game in its theme, because of how it was designed. The elements that set it apart are its replay value, realism, and the use of recreation and actual history battlegrounds. It offers PvE, PvP options, and 5 game modes, which is actually very true. I completely agree with everything that's been said. This game has to be, if not probably one of the best replicas, or not replicas, one of the best remakes of Men of War Assault Squad 2. If anybody remembers Men of War Assault Squad 2, that was amazing just because of its historically accuracy, due to World War II, having, many factions, Japan, Britain, America, Germany, Russia, the Soviet Union, basically the whole lot. So, and then when Gatesville introduced it, they honestly did such a fantastic job of basically recreating Men of War Assault Squad 2, and I still appreciate them to this day, and I still love this game to this day, just because of its realism, its accuracy, historical accuracy, which makes it even more fun. Just overall, the tactics you need to use to basically win games or lose battles. It's honestly one of the most satisfying World War II games you'll ever play, and I'm literally kind of helping Gatesville kind of bolster their sales, just because I think genuinely this is probably, if not the best World War II RTS, RTT strategy game you'll ever play. It beats out Company of Heroes 3, it beats out Men of War, the new Men of War Assault Squad 2, I think it is, which was or the new Men of War, which is absolutely terrible, which I think is too arcadey, which if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. But yeah, this is honestly just up there, if not one of the best just World War II games out there. Honestly, if you're looking for kind of like management control kind of type of games, where you select your troops and select your tanks and kind of set up positions, troops, trenches, tank traps, if you kind of like all that, then this is the game for you, because honestly, it is something that does take a wee bit of brain power to use, and I don't have any, so the fact that I'm saying this says a lot. So yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. The main goal of this war game is to offer something that is more or less representative of actual war in terms of atmosphere and scenarios. Now, I think this is quite, I don't know, of representative for actual war, because I have to say there's a lot of wars that are going on just now around the world. Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Hamas or whatever it was, Israel, the other war, I can't remember their other name, the Gaza war. So I'm glad they kind of cleared it up, and the fact that they said in terms of atmosphere and scenarios, because in wartime, it is actually a very scary place. Nobody wants to go into war, knowing that they have to, possibly sacrifice their life for their country. So some people like that, some people don't. But in my personal opinion, I think this world just changed for the worst. Honestly, the 21st century is of people of my age or even younger is just won't go to the army because they're scared of, losing their lives if they get sent away. So that's my personal opinion, but take it with a pinch of salt. But in the sense that they're representing it in the terms of atmosphere and scenarios, I think they've got it absolutely bang on, because you can see, like, when there's an artillery hit, you can see, the bodies flying everywhere. You can see lots of just, like, I don't know, basically just makes it just very realistic, which is what this game should be, which I really do love. Now you got the damage model. In Call Terms Gates of Hell, the internal components of tanks and vehicles are modelled. Because of that, it matters where you hit your opponent's tanks, which can be decisive in battle. Combine this with the fact that landscapes in this game are recreated from the actual battlegrounds, and you will have situations in which real-life tactics actually work. Yeah, again, 100% agree with this. In certain situations where you are kind of in a tank battle, you're kind of going up against a T-34 or a Panzer IV, and let's say your gun caliber does not have enough penetration to penetrate the tank, then you might want to do is just track it, aim for the tracks, and basically just stall it until you maybe get a AT guy that maybe flanks around and kills off its engine, blows up the tank. So, or maybe you want to kind of dismantle, disable the turret, aim for the kind of the just where my mouse is, or aim for the turret directly, so you can basically just shut the turret down so it can't shoot back. So it really depends. Or you can even shoot at like the wee gun ports on the on the T-34. That's actually a weak point as well in this game. So it really does actually matter where you shoot certain tanks in the game. Unfortunately, if you're up against a Tiger to a King Tiger, Yag Tiger, there's just no point with if you have a T-34 and you're up against Yag Tiger, there's generally just no point. Just run away unless you're able to flank it from the rear or anything. There's generally just no point. Again, aim for the track so you're able to track it, and that means it can't move unless the engineers get out to repair it. And at that point, you can start mortaring the tank crew so you can kill them off before they start repairing the tracks. Simple as that. So you know what? I agree everything with what they say here. Oh, I didn't. Oh, bollocks. I'm not doing well tonight. I'm not even probably going to edit any of this because I'm just doing terrible tonight. I don't know where the thing is. Oh, great. And I just clicked on the Talvasota DLC. Great. Sorry about that, guys. I'm having quite a night, I have to say. So now we're moving on to the instantly switchable view. So this is kind of going between first and third person. Besides the classic top-down views, the game also offers instantly switchable first-person views of vehicle, tanks, and artillery. For infantry, the top-down view is also available. However, you can choose to play infantry in third-person view as well. Some infantry units offer first-person views, such as snipers and officers carrying binoculars. Regular infantry can be used in third-person view. Yeah, so again, I 100% agree with this. It really depends what situation you're in with the certain types of troops. Like they said, with snipers, with snipers and officers, you're most likely going to be using first person because they do have scopes. And honestly, see when you're sniping in first person and as a sniper rifle in Gates of Hell, it's honestly one of the best experiences. It just feels so good just going in that first person view, able to look through the scope of that gun, and it just feels so realistic. It just feels really, really good, which I actually love about this game. So it just makes me feel like I am I am actually playing as a sniper, which is what you're meant to feel. And as officers, you're looking through binoculars, you're trying to spot friendlies, you're trying to spot for your allies, spotting for your mortars, your AT guns, your tanks, trying to spot the enemy, trying to dig them out. So you know what? It's really important that the fact that they've got this right, and they absolutely have. So you know what? Big props to Gatesville for just making this game just such a just giving you the options to play around. And you know what? Another option is if you're playing kind of AT as an AT, or if you're playing as a regular infantry that might have a grenade, then you're better using third person, just because if you're throwing a grenade into a trench, you like to see where that trajectory. So basically in this game, when you have an infantry that has a grenade, there's like a white line that shows the trajectory of where it will throw and where it will land. So in that case, you're better using it for third person, which actually does also work for first person, but you're better than most people. You do use third person, but unless you use first person, then let me know. But I use third person for when using kind of throwing grenades, or if you're just kind of just casually just lobbying them with different troops, then in that case I would use first person or maybe third, but most of the time I will use third person for infantry that do use grenades, which is very useful. Moving on to skills. Is a war game like this easy to learn? Probably not. The difference with other games is the level of micromanagement it allows and requires. In Call of Gatesville, a series of extensive tutorial missions is available. These are highly recommended, especially if you are new to the game, but even seasoned players have confessed that they have learned something from these tutorials. We've extracted and bundled the tutorials into a set of 3 videos available on the Gatesville YouTube channel in a separate playlist that can be found by clicking here. If you want to see what content creators have produced for this game lately, check YouTube or Twitch. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm one of the content creators that will do tutorials that do it's got a how-to series which shows you about how to fill up, you know, a fuel tank, or how to fill up with guys with ammunition manually, or how to use, you know, smoke tactics, or basically I've got a whole bunch of tutorials on my channel that allow you to basically learn. And you know, a few of you who do come to the channel still actually comment on my old video saying, you know, thank you for showing me this, or thank you for this, or thank you for that. So you know, I appreciate you guys, all your support, and I do read all the comments on the older videos that you do comment on, so thank you very much for that. And you know what, I agree as well. Gatesville do have their own tutorial missions, and even in-game as well, which they have remodeled. I remember the original tutorial for this game was actually quite horrible. It was not really well done, and they didn't really pay attention. But with the new tutorials that Gatesville have worked on in their last update, or the update where they did the tutorial update, it's rechanged everything. It's made it so much easier. It's quite extensive, but I would highly recommend that you do it. Or if you want to check out, you know, do it the easy way and just watch another content creator, myself, or maybe the Shermanator, or I'm trying to think of other content creators that do similar content to me, then make sure you go check them out as well, because they have brilliant content as well. It's not just me, it's Gatesville, it's everyone else in the Gatesville community that make this game amazing. So you know what, big thank you to Gatesville for letting us use your game, as you know, for helping me grow my channel more, and I hope to keep doing it. And you know what, I definitely will keep making how-to tutorials, and I think I've got one coming up in my next video which shows about the new medic mechanic, which will be coming up very, very soon, so stay tuned to that. But other than that, guys, that is really it. And lastly, it is the content of World War II bundle. So this is what was in the World War II bundle. You've got the 4 factions, you've got Germany, the Soviet Union, America, and Finland. I couldn't remember the last one. You got 59 single player missions, of which 5 tutorial missions, 16 skirmish missions, 98 multiplayer maps, 5 multiplayer game modes, dynamic campaign generator, 31 dynamic campaign maps, over 750 tanks, vehicles and weapons, thousands of high quality map assets, and action in Eastern, Northern and Western Europe. and a built-in editor, which I feel like they need to do a tutorial on. But there you go, guys. That is, so there you have it. Cult Arms Gatesville will be on sale for just 1 week. If you're that war game lover looking to get something that's endlessly replayable, exciting and realistic, this is your choice. This is your chance. If you have any questions, you can go and get quick answers and support by joining our official Discord server, which is linked down below. So there you go, guys. That is all the information about the Wargamefest that happened earlier this week. Last week, I should say. So let me know what you think of it. For newcomers as well, welcome to the channel, and let me know what you think of Gatesville Cult Arms. Do you think this is a good game, or do you think there's other games that are better, that maybe this isn't quite your cup of tea? Or if there is, this is quite your cup of tea, then tell me why you like it, and if there's something about this that's maybe better than Company of Heroes 3 or Men of Warsaw Squad 2 or the new Men of Warsaw Squad 2, which is horrible because it's too arcadey. But other than that, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching and our support, and I will see you in the next video. See you later and goodbye.